Happy Friday to everyone in our Clifty Creek family. And if you are seeing this video, I am guessing you survived the cold of trick-or-treating last night. We have had a wonderful week of school, and we've had a lot going on since last Friday leading up to this Friday. And there's actually gonna be a lot of pictures in this newsletter, if you scroll down, of some of the events I'm about to talk about, because we've had 3 huge events at Clifty over the past, from last Friday to today, that I want to share with you guys on. Going back to last Friday, we had our school-wide Diwali celebration. So in 2nd grade, Mrs. Hill, Mrs. Schooler, and Mrs. Adams, and all their students led a process of celebrating or learning about the celebrations of Diwali, similar to how we learn about the celebrations of Christmas in our schools. And they got to see a lot of exhibits, learn a lot of the music, do arts and crafts. It was just a really cool time for our entire school to go through that process and learn it. And we thank them for all their efforts putting that together. Then we had our first annual staff costume walk, where all the teachers and staff members dressed up in some costume of some measure, and they're usually in their grade levels or their departments, and then they walk the halls of Clifty Creek with the students out in the halls celebrating it. This was an idea birthed by Mrs. Matney, Mrs. Dean, and Mrs. Menifee. They're on our this little team we have here, and it was a huge success. And then our kiddos got to vote on their favorite costumes. And I think this year, I have it right, 5th grade won, followed by our Legato team, and then by 4th grade. And the costumes were spectacular. And you may have heard, yes, Santa Claus was in the building for our costume walk. Then we had an estimate about 1,000 people show up to Clifty Creek Tuesday evening for our Clifty Creek Fall Festival, put on by our 4th grade and Athens Church that evening. What an amazing event. It was awesome to just see our Clifty Creek families here doing the trunk or treat. We had maybe like 15 cars, and we had plenty of games, 3 bounce houses. It was just really cool to see a lot of the kiddos having a lot of fun. So we thank our 4th grade teachers for a lot of that setup, Mrs. Reardon, Mrs. Jordan, and Mrs. Kirkham, and all the kiddos planning the games, creating the games, and then also helping run the games. So that was a huge success we've had. So I look at all 3 of those events, and those things just fill our hearts. They fill my heart. They make me happy to see the wonderful things we're doing at Clifty. And it's just a reminder, surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that genuinely want to be happy too. If you continually find yourself being pulled down by people who are negative or unhappy, they're doing that because they don't want to raise themselves up. It's easier to pull people down than to stand up and find the positive in others. So I want to encourage you, seek people who are continually looking for the good in other people. Because I think that can truly transform and radically change not only your life, but you can do that for other people's lives as well. So think about that throughout the week, and have a great weekend.